Great. Well, welcome to Truth in Telecoms, podcast number 4. So, Johnny, how are you?
I'm doing great, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. We've been having fun this week on a number of fronts. I was having some fun pointing out that Deutsche Telekom decided it needs 2 CPaaS initiatives. Now, that's not going to cause any confusion.
No.
That's already at 2,000 views, impressions on LinkedIn. And then just the day before, we did Messaging Monopolies, which 2,500 views, some great commentaries, discussion. The one that I'll frame is where Anthony Amenisali, the founder of FreeSwitch, SignalWire, and the technology behind the functional Deutsche Telekom CPaaS initiative, said, "True story." In his comments.
Yeah, that's like having kind of like Steve Jobs say, "Hey, he's right." At the end of the day, I mean that's a mic drop right there.
Exactly.
I don't see anybody disputing what you laid out in that brilliant piece.
Thank you.
I mean, the one thing it did for me, and I kind of knew it, is especially on the net number piece, because I'm like, why would Aubrey Partners pay $300 million for net number?
Yeah.
Bingo. Now we know.
Exactly.
Because they're a brilliant PE firm out of Boston, Aubrey Partners. They don't make too many mistakes. No. Actually, Rick Joyce, one of the founders of Aubrey, Rick was one of his first attorneys in a paging company. The guy had a paging company many years ago. Yeah. And Rick remembers him and said these guys are really smart. So
gotcha.
Yeah. So that was the Monopoly piece was really impressive.
Yeah, I've known Number for many years, and it's been one, when Aubrey Partners did that, I was just like, wow, that's a big number. And it's like,
for not a lot of revenue, like the multiple on that.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the multiple? I mean, but
I'm trying to remember.
Look, net number, Dr. Marco LaFrenz is working there now. He was at Tintech for 9 years and the brightest guy. He's another brilliant Tintech University guy. I mean, you talk to Marco long enough, you talk to Marco long enough, your brain hurts. Brilliant, genius. Yeah. So, no, look, it's a great piece, a lot of it centered around, obviously, the insanity of the campaign registry. Well, but any other feedback you've gotten on that Messaging Monopolies? I mean, I don't see anybody even disputing it. I mean, the main thing here is how much money the operators are making off spam. Give or take whatever robo-killers numbers are or not are. I mean, they're literally charging a penny for spam.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing how it's all the same price, though, isn't it? Nothing wrong with that one, is there?
I know. But it is what it is. Sometimes, we don't say the C word necessarily. But whether it is that total revenue or not, it doesn't matter. There is a charge that's stated. Now, I know, there's gray routes, there's stuff getting pumped in there. So, all the spam isn't seeing that revenue.
No, you've got SIM farms and you've got different things. And
exactly.
But I think, the most important thing here is I was talking to a friend of mine that does firewalls internationally.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, what are you doing? You're scaring me." I'm like, "What do you mean I'm scaring you?" Because I said, "Well, let me ask you a question." Because he has firewalls in different international countries. I'm like, what happens if you get like 100 spam? Oh, we get called in, screamed at, whatever. Yeah. So really, the U.S. is the only place in the world that it's an epidemic.
Yes.
Spam messaging.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And especially with the complex frauds. And why? Well, it's you're starting to make a case for it's by design.
Yes.
Let's find the dumbest people we can and put them in charge of the campaign registry. And I think that's what happened. That's I think what happened there.
Well, I think it sort of tended towards that, unfortunately. But because the campaign registry began. I'm trying to remember. It was like AT&T, wasn't it? That's did some.
I think Verizon put out the first RFP back in 2013 or something.
Okay, gotcha.
Bill was telling me because Bill Peters obviously was the founder of the campaign registry. With talk way before Calera.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean? They were trying at this, and look, the intent was there.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
But when is that issue? When is Spam Club going to be addressed? I think it's going to be addressed soon. I think by you bringing awareness to all this, it's going to be addressed. I mean, we've had a couple of talks. It looks like there's going to be a complaint filed here in the next day or so.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
But it'll be filed. It's pretty amazing stuff. Obviously, I'm most passionate about is what they did to the whistleblowers.
Exactly.
I mean, what they did there. I mean, and I was involved firsthand on that. I mean, they literally they literally tried to frame him with a network break-in with a laptop. I mean, this is the kind of stuff you like when you read it in the complaint and lays out and you see it. It's going to make your stomach, going to make people's stomach turn.
Exactly, but it's also framing by Dumb and Dumber. It's so transparent that it wasn't sort of one of the whistleblowers, because they didn't use Macs. They didn't have access to any of the systems because IT had removed it. So it's almost
and the best is so I started working with Avi Katz, and Avi had brought an internal investigation, and he brought in an attorney named Matt Matuli. Yeah. Matt Matuli was at DL Piper. Matt Matuli is like, the wolf from like Pulp Fiction, the guy that comes in and cleans up things.
Yeah.
He was at Viom.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Then he was at DL Piper. Now he's at Ericsson. So who knows why Ericsson brought him back? But that's not new there. But Matt Matuli's he's like the wolf. He's like, let me clean up the scene. And so Bill Peters started working with Avi after he pointed out all these different things that you'll read in the complaint that comes out that's being filed, and spent 4.5 hours laying everything out for him. And there's an attorney named Mark Romeo who is really unreal. This guy, this is Avi's attorney for many, many years, and they kept trying to slip in there. Well, they wanted to pay him and settle, and they tried to hire Bill back.
Yeah.
So they wanted to hire Bill back, bring him in. This is after Bill put an offer in, which you'll read about in the complaint. But I mean, really disturbing, disgusting stuff. And, and they just lied, and then they tried to frame him. And then, and they actually wanted him to sign a document saying, you can't talk to the government, or if you have talked to the government. And Bill has gone to every 3-letter agency, including the NSA.
I know.
Quite frankly, how do you go to the NSA? Would you just pick up your phone and talk into the phone? Is there like an NSA office? But that's
I think they approach you. It's not where you approach them.
But he's gone to the FBI. He's sworn statements. This is a former Air Force major, and I'm excited.
Yes.
For that. Obviously, the spam issue is personal. It needs to be stopped.
Exactly.
Robocalling, which we can get into at a later date.
Yep.
I've been getting a lot of feedback and information on that.
Yeah.
We're the only country in the world that just allows their consumers to be inundated. Hopefully, the next piece on the FCC and what the carriers have told the FCC and what the campaign registry told the FCC. When you're done with that one, that's going to be really enlightening.
Exactly.
But it's just disgraceful. And I'll tell you something else. So Tata and their lawyers were made aware of all this by the whistleblower. So Goodwin Procter are the attorneys for Tata, right, on the deal.
Yeah.
And they were made aware of it. And I'll tell you something even funnier. So Goodwin Procter represents another company. They actually reached out to the whistleblower and offered him a position in another company, unbeknownst to them, that they were representing Tata, and he was a whistleblower there. So here's Tata's lawyer saying, well, he's the most credible CFO that we know in finance guy. We've worked on him on 20 deals. You should talk to this guy. So that's pretty funny. So I think that's going to be disturbing to some of the operators.
Yes.
And I'm just excited to bring light to this and let it go. And look, if Tata closes on Kalera, I think it's great for some of the great employees from Kalera worldwide. I mean, look, these people don't deserve to the company should continue, I believe.
Yeah.
But obviously, my feelings on the campaign registry, that needs to be separate and independent.
Exactly.
And run by not a CPAS company. At the end of the day, no matter where it is. and it needs to have numbers, and it needs to work.
Yes.
And then there's all the foreign traffic, the embargo traffic.
Yeah,
that's going to come out, and that's going to be really interesting.
That specifically is when you're listed on the New York Stock Exchange, you don't do that. Full stop.
No, well, now they put it in their filings as, we might have sent traffic to Syria and Iran, but right. And we might still be doing it, because that's what, when Bill reported that to Avi and his team, and what Avi did, and actually Mark Romeo did, and tried to tie him into me and this and that. Yeah. It'll all come out, and I'm feeling pretty good. I got my sleeves rolled up, and from a personal standpoint, it's been over a year, and it's not right.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And but the truth always does come out, doesn't it?
Well, we're going to make sure it does. Full stop. Oh
no, it comes out when there's a federal complaint filed,
exactly,
with a top attorney.
Yep.
And
and that will definitely shine the light. And one other thing that I really not appreciated when we were doing this sort of monopolies piece was just how powerful Aegis Mobile and their ratings can impact businesses.
That's complicated to me as well. Yeah. I mean, some of the guys that you spoke to on there can speak better to that. Yes. I mean, obviously, they were definitely sharing offices with TCR for years. Because how did TCR get this deal? Maybe Aegis was part of it. I don't know. Because the guy at Aegis is sharp as hell.
Oh yeah.
You ever hear that guy talk? I mean, he's sharp as hell. And look, you'll see some stuff that got through them as well on certain countries freely operating within the campaign registry, which will be part of the report that was filed with CFIUS, that had to be vetted.
Yep.
So, I mean, so, they're powerful. They're a powerful group. And
the honeypot, because of all the confidential information they're able to extract from people wanting to send an SMS campaign. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, the different vetting process, different scoring sites. Right? You can't blame any of these companies for not wanting to make money on the situation. You know what I mean? But I mean, at the end of the day, it all rolls downhill. Yeah, but exactly. It's great for everybody to just point at them. Point at the registry and this whole group, and who knows what's going to happen here? Maybe, but I think when the complaint is filed and all said and done, at least we'll see who the good guys are, and really the disgraceful behavior.
Yep,
exactly. By management. I mean,
the key is with that filing, with the complaint. I mean, it's sworn testimony. That's
sworn testimony. It's all facts, and you're talking about. It's exciting to see. The VP of Finance and the founder of the campaign registry, and a lot of stuff's going to come out in there. That but obviously, Avi doesn't care. He put out a press release 2 days ago. Hey, we had 2 independent groups saying you should vote yes for our proxy for the shareholders meeting next Thursday. Absolutely, you should vote yes, because you're going to get $100 million for your shares. Where if Tata doesn't close, what happens?
Yeah,
kaput.
Yeah.
So I'll be another person say vote yes. If you're a shareholder in Calera, which is probably just all Italians anyhow, and all people in Milan. I think every store clerk in Milan probably has some shares that they bought at $1.80. That's now at $7. But again, what are you going to do? It's we're a free market in the U.S. Come to America. Take our money. Take advantage of our market. Go home and say,
laws don't apply to me. I'm not a citizen.
Ciao, Bella. Ciao. But you can't blame them either. It's but it's really I'm excited. So I'm feeling really good about all that. On some of the monopoly stuff, I mean, there's some other rumblings going around on stuff on Cineverse, maybe now getting involved in some political messaging and offering all you can eat on that. Yeah. We got to get some more confirmation on that, but we're definitely making some people angry. I've got some friends that aren't calling me. A good friend of mine is like, "What are you doing? You're scaring me." I'm like, "Why?" Because I'm, But he did say, "Well, we don't have this problem internationally." I'm like, "Yeah, you don't have because they try to limit the inundating, having their consumers inundated."
Yeah, will they have the gateways? It's a very different regulatory environment as well. So,
well, messaging is an information service, IP. We can get into why Google's doing that with their IP. I mean, what's more powerful than having one app on your phone with every user in the world and all the conversations going back and forth, and what can you do with that? What can you do with that in AI?
Exactly.
So I think the mission and what you and your guys and your group and your whole collective team of Tad Summers, and I said it, really I take my hat off to you guys. And
thank you.
It takes the smart guys. I mean, hack them and they will come, right? I guess.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think the mission here is really, let's stop spam.
Exactly.
We can point fingers at it. I mean,
yes,
that needs to be addressed, and the FCC doesn't know. The FCC puts out, says, "Oh, give us comments to the spam club." So hey, it's like going to the purchase, going, "Tell me what doors you want me to leave open for you." I mean, so they're kind of hamstrung too, I think.
Yeah.
But I think what you're doing that we tried to do, we couldn't do. Nobody would talk to us.
Yeah.
It is so impressive.
Cool.
And,
well, we're going to make a difference, and fingers crossed we can finally start talking about that complaint.
And then we can get into CPaaS M&A. I love the piece you did on Ericsson and Deutsche Telecom, and which is a little outside the box, but I mean, if the founder of FreeSwitch and SignalWire says true story, who's going to call him out?
Exactly.
You think he knows just a little? There can be real conversations around saving messaging and cleaning that up. I think robocalling is gone. That's not getting fixed. There's too many billions of dollars being made over there. But I think we can save the text messaging.
Oh yeah, and there's stuff we can do with robocalling as well. Again,
that's out of my
old boys network that is milking it.
I had some comments that came back to me from a guy who was a top fraud guy at AT&T. He wrote me some stuff that I'll send over to. Actually, last night I'm like, whoa,
cool, excellent.
On what's going on there.
Yeah,
but let's see what happens. And
stay tuned. Next week is going to be fun. Let's leave it
you got
like that. So you take care, Johnny.
Well, it's gonna be just the truth comes out. Truth always comes out.